So let's try this again. Check, check, check. 1, 2. I don't know if I'll be able to get anybody to come back in here, but I lost audio because I decided to mess with this little headset here. Um, so yeah, like I was saying, I'm just trying to figure out what's the next step I take in my business here. Where do I go from here? I believe. Oh, good. I'm glad the audio is back. Yeah, I don't know how to fix it once I mess it up. um, I'm not super tech savvy, if you want to know. What happened was I lost my audio, and I do not know how to fix my audio unless I end the stream and start a new one. Um, I'm not really tech savvy. That sounds weird. I'm only 41 years old, but this technology, I don't know how to like work my laptop properly. I don't know how to do things. So, um, no audio again. Cash is king. Come on. I think you're messing with me because the little microphone down here at the bottom is showing that it's reading my voice. So I'm not going to fall for that. Cash is king. Um, but yeah, I'd be interested to hear what some of you have to say um, about what steps you would take. Like, are you happy being one truck, one person, or would you like to grow your business to, a couple of trucks or have your own trailer? I know Cash is king. You're leased on. You have a bunch of different trailers at your disposal. Would you like to own your own trailer, or do you not see the value in that? Um, I am a Sterling. I am a trucker with a degree in computer science. So happy about that. Well, hey man, there's nothing wrong with that. At least you know how to edit your videos and work your laptop or your phone properly. I struggle with that stuff every day. DIY semi trucking or more says, "Go big or go home." Well, I'm at home. Does that mean I didn't go big? Um, the insult investor. Okay, so did you check out that fusing thing? You know what, man? I did. And I kind of wish I would have seen that. I don't know if it worked or not in my truck. If you notice that clip you sent me, good morning, Britt, or good afternoon. That clip you sent me is the guy was in a manual transmission. I have a automatic truck, but I did watch that clip and it was definitely interesting. Just the fact that you can pull one 10 amp fuse and get your truck out of D-rate. I wish I would have seen that. I might have tried it, to be honest with you. I might have tried it. Yeah, if it happens again, I do know what to do. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. I mean, I think running with emissions trucks, like when the emission system runs properly, they're great trucks. And when you have problems with your emission systems, it shuts you down. It's good with the bad, I guess. But yeah, that's the insult investor. It won't hurt anything as long as you don't pull any sensors. Okay, yeah, see, those are things I don't know. So I should try that next time if it happens to me. I don't know if I'd be comfortable. So when I broke down, I was in Virginia and I still had like 900 and some miles to go. I don't know if I would have been 100% comfortable pulling that fuse and continuing to drive the truck another, 950 miles or whatever. I might have wanted to stop in somewhere and see, the last thing I want to do is destroy my equipment. But what you sent me, I watched and it looked like it worked. So it might be in Texas, sunny and blue skies. Cool. So that's actually where we're going on our family vacation. We're going to South Padre Island. Never been there before. I'm really excited to get on 35 and just head south. There's a bunch of places to stop along the way that are like tourist traps, but I want to do that. I'm taking a couple of weeks off to do a really long road trip. So I'm super excited about that. I carry a scan tool on the truck and it's paid. So I have a OTR performance tool that I'm able to delete all codes. I'm able to do forced regens, and I use that tool And every time it cleared the code and I can read the soot levels and everything, every time I ran the codes and deleted them and did a forced regen, probably 5 minutes after that, the truck went back into D-rate. So I do carry a tool with me that I highly recommend, we should get. It was kind of expensive, but it's worked. I mean, I like having that tool. Nomadic Brit, is your truck fixed? Nope, it's not. It's still in Virginia at a dealership. I talked to them yesterday, and this is a learning experience for me, to be honest with you. Some of you probably think what I'm experiencing might be getting taken advantage of a little bit, but I've talked to other people that have had these same issues. So I believe what they're doing is correct. What it is it is something with my emission system and the way, like, I'm not throwing any code. So the computer, when they plugged it in, doesn't tell them where the problem is in the emission system, the emission system. So they start at the top and they're working their way all the way through the emission system, changing. There's some things they've had to replace, like some clamps and some gaskets that in my turbo that I knew needed to be replaced, but they haven't really diagnosed the problem yet. And like I said, I've talked to a couple of people that said, hey, this is basically what happens is when they hook it up to the computer, it gives them a list of things to check to find what the issue is. So they're like halfway through that list now. So hopefully they can get it fixed in the next week and I can get my truck back. I have been renting a truck from DIY Semi. So I'm been able to stay working, and, I'm grateful for that. I would be I'd feel a lot worse, had I had to take this whole time off. I think I've shared on my channel, it's hard for me to, I'm still learning how to manage all this money, but I always want money coming in. I don't like not having money come in. So if I would have to be down for 2 weeks, I would not be comfortable. I'd be going stir crazy, to be honest with you. So the insult investor, when you pull the fuse, it's time to get to a shop. Okay. Definitely not to drive all the way there. Okay. See, that's information I need from people like you. It would have got me to the shop and would have saved me. I'm going to go over all my numbers with this whole ordeal, because there was a couple of nights in hotels. There was a wrecker fee, but honestly, like my tow fee for the distance that they had to come to pick me up and the distance that they brought me to the dealership, what I paid, I think is super cheap. But I'll share all those numbers once my truck's fixed, because I think it's important. I think people that are getting into this industry, whether, if they have the desire to be an owner operator, they should know the cost that can accrue with getting a wrecker and getting to a shop for, I think we're in the second week or third week. It's kind of crazy. I missed it. I carry a tool. Yep. Insult says, Sterling, that's a good idea. No matter break. You say too, just saying. Tool. Okay. Yeah, that's probably my thick accent. Being from northern Minnesota, now living in the metro area, I probably still have a big accent. Sterling, like the insult investor, say it just used to get you to proper service. Okay, yeah. You can borrow. Oh, I can borrow your cab over, huh? I might be able to get some viewers. I can make great content with a cab over. Are you feeling better? Are you talking about when I was in the truck? Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. There was a day, I'll be honest with everybody. So I had really bad headache. I wasn't feeling the greatest in the truck, and I'm not going to come home if I don't feel good. Just because of my family structure. I have somebody that has an immune issue. So if I'm sick, I wouldn't have come home, but I'm feeling a lot better now. If you were asking about the other day when I wasn't feeling good in the truck. Jamie, thank you for the information. Hope the best with it. Yeah. The repairs, here's the thing. Does it scare me? Yes, it does scare me. Is it something I'm stressing about? It's not, because I have no control over it. I'm not a mechanic. I don't know how to fix an emission system. I have it at a reputable dealership and it's just out of my hands. So I try not to stress about it. Now, I do call people and say, hey, this is what the dealership told me. Is this accurate? Is this the steps you would take? Because this is my first time experiencing a long repair on my truck, or something that could cost me a lot of money. But I don't stress about it. It is what it is. I've set myself up to take care of something like this. If something bad happens to my truck, I have the money to take care of it. So I just try and keep plugging away. And that's the best advice I can give to somebody is, if you're new to this industry and you don't have the ability to work on your own truck, when you bring it somewhere and you believe it's in somebody's hands that is like reputable, you have to let go of the stress. You just do. Doesn't mean you forget about your truck, but you have to let go of the stress. DIY unused. I'm lonely. Okay. Sterling, weird how a Brit made fun of your accent, right? They got cool accents though. Everybody's seen the movie Fargo. I promise you, we don't talk like that, but maybe we sound like it. I don't know. My daughter's laughing at me right now. Love your channel, Pneumatic. Yeah, Pneumatic's got a cool channel. Like I said, I watch a lot of channels on YouTube that I've shared this, and I have no problem continuing to say this. You don't always have to agree with everybody. You can take bits and pieces of what somebody says on their YouTube channel and use it to your benefit. I don't get political. I don't like when channels get super political, but it doesn't mean I'm going to quit watching that person. It just means that day I'm not going to follow along with what they're saying. The insult investor. Sometimes it sucks to be a mechanic because it's always on me when something breaks and I have too much ego to ever take it to the shop. Well, I can see how that would be a good and bad thing, but at least you have the knowledge to kind of already know what might be wrong with your equipment before you have to bring it in. Where I'll be honest with you, I go to Google and I Google what's wrong. So like, I might think it's a knock sensor that needs to be replaced in my truck right now, right? The thing is, the way the dealership works is they're not going to go right to that right away unless the computer tells them it's that. And the computer didn't tell them that. So now they have to start at the top and just work their way down. Like I said, I found that a little bit odd when they told me that, but the people I talked to and the people that I trust said, nope, that's what they have to do to find the problem. Jamie O. The worst if over when it puts you on the side of the highway. That is never wracking. Oh, that is nerve wracking. Sorry. Yeah. And that's what happened to me. Thank goodness when my truck derated to 5 miles an hour, I was in a rest area and I was on I was in a safe location. And every time I did a forced regen on the truck and started to drive, I kind of told myself, don't get to where you're on the shoulder of an interstate. Stay where you are. So yeah, it is nerve wracking when you're broke down. And I haven't experienced that yet as an owner operator. I did experience that as a company guy multiple times. And I don't feel safe like on the shoulders of the interstates. Cattle hauling. Good afternoon, everybody. Good morning. Fargo was a stressful movie. Guy firing up the word chopper. Wow, yeah. The wood chopper scene was crazy. I like the last scene in it though too, where the guy's running away and the state patrol officer shoots him as he's running through I think he was on a frozen lake. I thought that was kind of cool. Insult investor. I use Google too. I wish Google had existed when I started learning. It does make things faster. Yeah, I mean, what's funny is I was talking to a guy the other day on my way home where like kids these days have all the knowledge they need at their fingertips. And so many of them are wasting their time on like TikTok and things that is actually like dumbing them down when if they just hit like a couple more letters on their tablet or on their phone, they could get a wealth of knowledge in like 5 minutes, you know. But Sterling, Fargo is my favorite Christmas movie, more like a documentary. Oh no, man. Sterling, I know you've had some struggles, bro, but trust me, things always work out for the guys and girls that like work on themselves. You know what I mean? And this isn't a therapy session or anything like that, but I know I've been, I'm divorced. I've gone through some really crappy times in my life, but I don't let them weigh me down. They might weigh me down for the moment, a couple of weeks, but I don't know what it is in me. Like I don't give up. I don't quit. And things have really worked. Like I look at my life today, I have an amazing wife. I have amazing kids. And there was a time in my life where like, I didn't think any of that was possible. And I'm very grateful that it is, but I never gave up either. You know what I mean? It's easy to throw in the towel when we're down and out, but if we don't pick that towel back up, we stay in that funk, and that funk is the most dangerous place for anybody to be, including us truckers. I mean, I don't know about all you, but like if I was in a really bad mood or depressed and then being out on the road for however long you decide to stay out, like, man, I'd be miserable. I'd be miserable, you know. Let me get to a couple of these. Jamie, no, so I had no warranty on the truck. The warranty was up when I bought the truck. I bought the truck through a Mack dealer. It was their lease truck. So once the warranty's up, that's when they sell the truck. So there is no warranty on the truck. What were you doing in a rest area? Some of us need to take breaks every now and then, DIY. Not all of us can run under the radar, if you know what I mean. Although I offered you $20,000 to run under the radar, and you're not taking me up on that. Mudflap is having technical difficulties. Now I think you're messing with me. Cash is king. 100% on the dumb kids, LOL. Yeah, I mean, it's sad too. I don't want to get into it, but yeah, like they could have all the knowledge they needed at their fingertips, and for some reason they're using it for other things. The insult investor, TikTok, your brain is about to explode. Yeah. You do seem positive, polite chap. Oh, well, thank you. I always try and stay positive, man. The things that struggle in my life are not anything bad. You know, I think, was it DIY Semi or Cash is King? Somebody talked about like if you went to a third world country and you talked about the money you made here, like you would be the richest person in that country. So I'm not saying I took that advice or anything like that, but that's kind of how I live my life. Is things could be a lot worse than they are. Things are not bad in my life. The struggles that are in my life are like normal. And if I don't know how to deal with normal struggles, well, then I have issues that I need to take care of. So like positivity is definitely a mind frame, but it's once you start living a positive lifestyle and like feel good about decisions and things you make in your life, it just becomes second nature to like live that way. The urge to buy an early 1990s Oldsmobile and move next door to DIY is strong. I would like to live out by DIY. I could never get my family to move out to the country, but I would like to live. I live in the suburbs of Minneapolis and St. Paul, and even though it's a nice area, it's not like where I'm from. I'm from northern Minnesota, so I like not having neighbors and things like that. Cash is King says, I had my first viral TikTok last week. Oh, which one was it, Cash? Because I watch your shorts, and I watched one that sometimes I see the little TikTok symbol on the bottom of it, but I don't remember. Sounds like you have an eye of the tiger. Yeah. This sounds so stupid, and I get that it's stupid, but I'm referencing one of the Rocky movies. I think it was like the last one where Rocky was going to fight somebody again, or wanted to get a second to the last one. He wanted to get his fighting license back to fight the heavyweight champion. And he looked at his kid and he talked about how life will beat you down, but it's not about life beating you down. It's about you getting back up. And that's 100% accurate. Like I believe in that. I've struggled with things in my life, I don't think YouTube would like to hear people struggling, but like as a trucker, we miss out on so much. And I missed out on so much as like a local guy and regional guy, that now that I'm over the road, I actually have more time with my family and can make the things that I used to miss. But I used to get really depressed because I would miss birthdays, I would miss holidays, I would miss the Thanksgiving dinners. And I used to get really down and think like this industry sucked. Well, I had kind of like a life-changing experience that has reinvigorated my love for what I do for a living, because I've shared with you all on my channel that I've held many positions in this industry, but yet always find a way to be back behind the wheel. So it's something I love, and I don't want it to be something I despise. Cash is King, or DIY Semi, sounds like you have okay, I read that. The insult investor, my cat is my family, LOL. She won't stab me in the night, but you know what? If you die, she'll eat your eyeballs. Just saying, cats are notorious for that. They'll eat lips and eyeballs. This truck in life. Hey, good afternoon. Nice, Cash. Sterling Cash, I'm not surprised you got something viral. There might be some penicillin you need, Cash. Cattle Holland, I figured you'd be a good mood today. That's why I left DIYs last night in such a hurry. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, I'm not going to get personal, but yeah, it was date night with the wife, man. And here's the thing. I will, anytime she wants to do something when I'm at home, I'll do it. I don't care how much it costs. I don't care where we go to eat. I don't care about any of those things, because I look at the effort that she puts into this family to allow me to do what I do. So, the fact that I went on with DIY and Cash last night and then kind of realized that she wasn't around anymore, I had to think like, prioritize what's important. Right now she's doing her own thing downstairs. She had something she has to do. So I told her I was going to go live, and she's like, all right. But yeah, I did leave early and everything ended up really well. Wayne, hey dude, glad to see the channel growing. 200 subs is just a click away. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I'm actually really excited for that, to be honest with you, Wayne. Too bad Cash and DIY spend Sundays counting money. Any chance you'll have the three amigos together on your channel for a live? I would love to. Those guys I don't want to get all sappy, but like those guys are huge influences in my career. And what I mean by that is they help me out a lot. And that's because I ask questions. I always want to keep learning. I always want to find ways to succeed, not only in trucking, but set myself up for tomorrow. And I believe that those two have good direction in doing that. So I will get them on. I mean, the truth of the matter is, they're big time YouTubers. Are they going to want to come to a small channel like mine? Probably not. I'm better off going into their channel. I subbed with 2 accounts just to push you over 200. Wow, am I over 200? Well, thank you. Thank you. Now I need to do some sort of like little giveaway. Um, that would be cool. And I don't, you know what the reality is? I would lie to you if I said someday I wouldn't like to have a big YouTube channel that I can generate something off of. I don't have the content to do that right now, but I do have some things in the future that I would like to like kind of just get out there on YouTube so people that are thinking about getting into this industry kind of have some knowledge. And because I used YouTube as a big tool in my research of becoming an owner operator. And I know there's lots of channels out there that are doing it, but all it takes is like a couple of videos that you come out with good content that might put you at that level where, you know, you can give information, make a little money at it, and still do your thing. You know, I would love that to happen someday. If it does, great. If it doesn't, I'm enjoying what I'm doing right now, so I'm still going to do it, you know. I tend to watch this is Sterling, sorry. I tend to watch the positive stuff only on YouTube. Seems like the only thing that unites anymore is hate and stuff. Yeah. See, well, I don't want to get into it. I agree with that comment, Sterling, 100%. And how does I think about my YouTube channel as somebody that's thinking about becoming an owner operator or getting into the industry of driving a truck, because I have that information too. Like, part of the reason I feel like I'm successful as an owner operator is I had 20 years driving experience before I did it. Now, did I wait too long? You could say yes, or you could say no. I waited till my kids didn't need me 100% of the time at home and were self-sufficient before I decided to leave the house. But I talk a lot about like safety and stuff on my channel sometimes because I think that's something that's lost right now. We all see it on the interstates. There's no reason for some of these drivers to drive the way they do. And part of that, I think, is they're just inexperienced and don't have the right teaching, you know, and they're going to hurt somebody or themselves. And I think it's crazy. The insult investor, you don't have to do anything. Oh, yeah, right. DIY semi trucking and more. You're going to cry again. Nope, not going to cry again. My crying's going to happen in the fall when I drop my daughter off at college. That's when I'm going to start crying for a couple of reasons: the bills and the fact that she's not going to be at the house anymore. I've never been invited. Well, that's because you always invite me. Like I said, you're going to come to a channel that evidently I have 200 subs now. So thank you, everybody. Even if you're using multiple accounts, I appreciate it. Jamie O, if those stiffs, DIY and cash, can do it, you can crush it. Oh, thank you. Thank you. The problem is, I'll be honest with you, and I've told this to Cash is King. The reason I started watching Cash is King is I believe he shared like good numbers. You know what I mean? When I was thinking about becoming an owner operator. So I used his channel. Now there's lots of channels that do it, but I looked at how he broke down like his weekly recaps as like realistic numbers. He wasn't always showing Raycons of $10 a mile, $12 a mile, which obviously we all know that's out there, but that's not like, that can be a little misleading to people. So I used to watch Cash is King's channel all the time because he did his weekly recaps. And I took that information and kind of came up with my own numbers. Then I watched DIY Semi, who talked about how to take care of your equipment, how to do maintenance on your own equipment, how to like save your money. So like there's so many different realms of YouTube trucking that I just want to find my little niche in it, you know, that might help somebody. Nomadic break, yep, drama, isn't it? No, it's not it, man. I'm not built for it. Like, I'm just not built for it. So it's not going to be part of what I do. DIY unused. I feel brand new. Okay. I'm glad you do. This trucking life, nice. Sterling, the best thing I ever did in my OTR career was talk to truckers from different countries. It helped you respect how wonderful the US is. Yeah, well, I was born in this country. I'm going to die in this country. I love this country. Does that mean the country doesn't have its problems? No, but every country has their problems. You know, I'm happy that I live where I live. Um, I've never lived outside the U.S., so I can't speak on it. Somebody like Nomadic Brick could. Um, I like Cash Screamers and commercial remakes. Okay. Cash never knows how to use a millimeter. The insult investor. I was successful registering my truck as an RV, so I might try to export it to sense or impact tech. So yeah, like that's a real thing. I'll be honest with you. Like, I would love someday to be able to move to like a different country or something that has lower taxes. This is all pipe dreams. I know this is where I'm going to be and this is where I'm going to die, but it would be fun to do something like that. I could make a lot of money with it there. Sorry, this is insult investor. I could make a lot of money with it there, and it's way easier to get a license. So I'm confused. And I don't mean this disrespectful, insult investor. Like, if you're a mechanic, obviously you know how to drive the equipment. You have a cab over, you know how to drive the equipment. Why not just go get a license? Like, I know that they've put in different guidelines now to get a license, but I'm pretty sure you could obtain your license if you really wanted to. You know, I'm old school. I got my license through a company. I understand the way I went about getting my driver or my CDL is like a thing of the past now. And I'm grateful that I was able to get my CDL the way I did because it saved me money through like a truck driving school. And I believe I got the right experience I needed when I got my own truck. So no CDL for me. Oh, sorry. Colorado problems, line cops, and I smoke weed. Okay. Well, then yeah, if you smoke weed, and I don't take a stance on that. Like, I don't know what's right or wrong. I mean, we allow drinking, smoking cigarettes. I chew tobacco. Like, there's many things that are legal that are probably more detrimental to my health than, I mean, I don't smoke weed, so I don't worry about that. But yeah. Nomadic Brit, every country has lower taxes than here. Do they really? Okay. I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't know, which is funny because I believe well, that's getting political. I've always wanted to move to Australia, but recent political actions changed my mind. So I heard that, like, in Australia, they were like going up to people's houses. Like, there was like some sort of vaccine police or something. I saw a video on YouTube about that. That's crazy. Australia is a beautiful country, though. So is I would like to go to what's right there by Australia. Oh, I can't think of it. It's another little continent. It's another little country, island country. I can't think of it. Jamie O, dream big. You have international. Don't stop dreaming. That's right. Dreaming is a good thing. The insult investor. I currently drive a 10-year catamaran car license, and the California cops just look at it and let me go. Really? The insult investor. Sterling, same on AU. New Zealand. Thank you, Sterling. Yeah, I couldn't think of the country. Wayne. Yeah, New Zealand. I would love to go there someday. My daughter's actually got two friends that live in New Zealand. They were foreign exchange students here in the US at her high school, and then went back to New Zealand. And I know she still keeps in contact with them. Looks like a beautiful country. I believe that's where Lord of the Rings was filmed too. And man, it just looks like a gorgeous place. I would love to go there. Nomadic Brit says Australia is where we dumped all the thugs. Okay. I don't would drop them in like the outback, or is like Sydney full of that? Wayne, there's some new property popping up in Tonga. How do you enunciate that? I don't know. I don't know where that is either. The insult investor, yeah, Cali has a law that says if you have a foreign license, you can drive on it. The worst they can get me for is not switching, in which is a tiny misdemeanor, so they never enforce it. Okay. Yeah, it's funny what California enforces and doesn't enforce. And if you can get by with it, you can get by with it, Wayne Crayons, too soon, LOL. So you must be talking about that country for the property. Yeah, that's what it must be. I wish I could turn my camera around here so you could see my dog. She's curled up on the oversized chair. It looks kind of cute. But yeah, I don't know. Has anybody got any questions or anything they want to talk about? I'm kind of running out of steam, and I got a feeling here in a minute is where the volcano blew up. Oh, okay, yeah. That it blew up like a week or two ago, right? I saw that. So like, I'm not up to current dates. Like, I don't watch the news, but I happened to catch something about how that volcano that erupted like a week or two ago, and how much ash it put in the atmosphere could like make parts of like the world a little bit colder. Like even Florida could be colder. So I did see that. And that's like in the middle of the ocean. It was like some little island, right? So there was lots of clean land, and he was making a joke. Okay. Yeah. Mark M, what's going on? Not much. We're just chilling today. The wife's got some stuff going on downstairs. The kids are chilling. We're gonna make stuffed shells tonight. So we got that here in a little bit. We're gonna start working on. And I just thought I'd go live for a little bit. Kind of just talk about what I was doing. Like I said earlier, I'm trying to figure out the best way to grow my business. Do I add a couple of trucks? Do I buy my own trailer? I'm trying to figure, like, I want to grow a little bit, and I don't know what the best thing is. I know trying to find drivers right now is really hard, and they expect a duffel bag full of cash to drive, but I still would like, that's still a dream of mine, is to have multiple trucks. Question, how did you end up working with DIY? Was it by chance? It was absolutely by chance, Wayne. It was off of YouTube. What happened was I had contacted somebody through email, talked to them for a little while, and then in turn, I started emailing DIY Semi, and we just started talking. It was 100% by chance. It was a risk. It was kind of a leap of faith on both our parts. He was in here. I don't know if he's still in here, but I was the first contractor that he leased on. So he was taking a risk on me, and I was taking kind of a same risk on him. Like this was off of YouTube, you know what I mean? So I didn't know if it was real or not. So it was 100% by chance. However, I could not be like, I'm so grateful that it worked out, and to be honest, I don't want to speak for him, watch his channel, but I believe what he has built is remarkable. That's all I can say. It's remarkable. Anytime the wife is quiet, you should be worried. Yeah. Just like a Tyler, my Porsche GT3 video premieres in a couple of hours. Cheers all. Oh, sweet. Did you buy one? No matter, Brett, Scott and chat have to go, but give me a call sometime. DIY has my number, or email me at. Okay, yeah, I'll give you an email. This is Insult Investor. I'm considering trying to get some hotshot loads local since they don't enforce crap around here locally. Okay. Yeah, hotshot game's hot right now. You can make a lot of money running hotshot stuff. Oh, by the way, thanks for stopping in here, Britt. Have a good night or day. Wayne, it's funny how things work out sometimes. Absolutely. And you know what? That's all mind frame. I mean, and I'm not trying to like preach shit on people. And, you know, I don't want to say the wrong thing. Like I don't believe in certain things. But taking like the way things work out, if you are putting in the work and you're putting in like positive energy, that stuff comes back, man. And, you know, I had a guy comment on one of my videos that wanted to know the name of the company I'm leased onto. And there's a few reasons I don't share the name. I mean, the carrier doesn't want me to, for one, and two, I shouldn't have to share the name of the carrier I work for. Like you said, it was chance, but you know what? I did the work. Like I emailed DIY Semi. I emailed other people. I looked at other companies. I did a lot of work before I jumped into my own truck. You should do this. Like if this is really the route you want to take, do the work. Don't make people like hand you all the information. Do the work and figure it out, you know? Mark M, I wouldn't do it. That's such a huge liability. Be happy with the money you got and start a better business than trucking. So you must be talking to Insult. Let me read that again. Be happy with the money you got and start a better business than trucking. Or are you talking to me like I shouldn't grow the trucking business? So I also do a little real estate. I'm not big in it right now, but I do a little bit of it. And so I have a business that does that too. And but I like trucking. It's all I've ever done. It's something that I am very knowledgeable in. And I don't have a problem. You know, I know we're like in a weird area with trucking with like automation and stuff coming, but right now, if I look at an investment, if I look at trucking as an investment right now, if I spend some money, how much is that money going to earn me? And right now it's going to earn me a more than my real estate is. So for right now, it might be a good idea. DIY Semi, hold on. Never give away too much info on here. People will lie and use it against you. Yeah, I agree. DIY Semi, listening while working on my daughter's car. Oh, okay. So you work on cars too. It's not just Series 60 motors, huh? You know how to fix cars too. Well, good for you, DIY. Sterling, looks like you've got 201 subs. I'm trying to hit 300. Wow, that's crazy that I already got 201. Well, Sterling, you put out better. I mean, your videos are much more elaborate, much the amount of time and effort you spend, I can tell when you edit your videos is remarkable. And that's the other thing. Like there's so many channels that you guys can put out like 25-minute videos. I don't get enough content in a day to put out that long of a video. My videos are 5 minutes long, and that's because I usually only use the content that I've gotten for that day. I try not to mix multiple days together. If I did it that way, I might be able to, but I still don't know if I could produce a video like you guys do. The Insult Investor, that's why I don't go public, okay? Because people will use it against you. Yeah, and you know what? That's a gamble we all take, you know. Worst thing that can happen is I never do another YouTube video. If somebody attacks me on something that is like too personal, I just never do a YouTube video. I'm just not built that way. But I also don't cause issues, I don't think, for people would think what I'm saying is lying or take it in any way that I'm being disrespectful to them, because I just don't operate that way. That is not my personality at all. I'm a pretty level-headed, like, go with the flow type of guy. Just because there's things to get worked up in life and things to get like protective about. And then there's things that you just don't have the business getting worked up about. Like if somebody says something to you the wrong way, like F it, you know. I don't think I always need to have a rebuttal if somebody doesn't agree with what I'm saying. You know, they're entitled to their opinion, and I respect that. Doesn't mean I agree with their opinion at all. Wayne, be honest. Do you occasionally break stuff to see if DIY can fix it? Nope. I've never broken anything with the intention of can DIY fix it. I mean, I would be breaking my own equipment, which I have no interest in doing. The one, I wouldn't call it like a flaw that I have, because I think it's what we all should do, is like I respect the hell out of the carrier that I'm leased onto. So I respect the equipment that might not be mine that belongs to the carrier. So I do my best to, like, if there's an issue, let's say with the trailer or the reefer, I don't hide it. Even if I did something, I'm not going to hide it, because eventually he's going to find out, and that would look bad on me. So, like, no, I don't intentionally do anything to rock the boat. You know, I look at it as if I wreck something or something's not operating correctly, I'm losing money. I don't want to lose money. So I make sure the equipment is always functional. I check the oil in my reefer. I do pre-trips on my reefer unit. You know, things that, I'll be honest with you, I did not do when I was a company driver. And even though the trailer's not mine, it is, because it's the thing that's making me money. I'm generating income off of that trailer, so I better take care of it. And that's why I think if I got my own trailer, it wouldn't be a bad thing, because the practices I use, I would probably even care for it more because it's mine. Not that I don't care for the trailers that I haul, you know, through the carrier I'm leased onto, but it's mine. Like I do more visual inspections on my personal truck than I did when I was a company driver, you know. So yeah, I don't know. Starting to snow here. I really wish I didn't live in such a cold climate. Sorry, I'm just looking out the window watching it start snowing. Anyways, I really appreciate everybody coming in here. I think I'm going to get off now unless I'll give you 1 second to, Wayne, you actually asked some really good questions. Ask another question real quick. I'll give you 1 minute and then I should get off here. Yeah, it's 1:30 here Central Time, so I should probably get more motivated. I'm still in my pajamas, got my sweatshirt and my comfy pants on. I haven't done anything yet today. Insult investors. Show your kids and wife pictures of the beach and tell them it's time to move to Florida. I would agree. So what's funny is my in-laws live in Florida in the winter, and my mom and dad are actually thinking of moving down there. They have no interest. I mean, I've said let's move. My kids are in high school, and I actually went through that where I moved in high school from northern Minnesota down to about a half hour north of where I live now, and I hated it. So I wouldn't do that to my kids. And plus, like, my wife has friends here. She would never leave Minnesota. And I would do it. So I found a house out in the country, it's probably 2 years ago. And I told my daughters I would buy horses if they let me move. Like if we could sell the house we're in right now and move out to the country, I said I would buy horses, I would buy four-wheelers, and they didn't bite. They wanted to stay here. And that's what's funny. Like I know I'm a parent. I know that parents don't allow kids to like make decisions. However, a lot of the family decisions we make are family decisions. Like my children's input matters. Now, in the end, I have the final say. I'm the adult. I'm paying the bills, but my kids' opinions matter to me. Wayne, are you planning on retiring? What do you mean? When are you planning on retiring? I want to be 50, 55 years old. I want to retire. And is that feasible? It could be. It could be. Like I said, I'm in a position now where like I don't spend my money, I invest my money. I don't buy new toys. I don't, like I said earlier, we have a big vacation planned. It's like the first, well, not the first. I went on a summer vacation with the family too. But like even that, I'm doing it at a reasonable cost. I don't think spending $10,000 on a family vacation is the wisest thing to do. So I don't do those things. I don't buy myself the new pickup truck I want. The reality is if I buy a vehicle, it's for the wife. So she has input on it. There are plenty of land here in South Carolina. South Carolina would be awesome. I love going to South Carolina. I would love to live there. Just wait till they graduate, then move. Yeah. So college, my oldest is going to be going to college about 2.5 hours north of where we live currently. My youngest, she's still got a couple of years of high school, but she has kind of like a dream of going over to London or Paris, and she's very artistic. She can play any string instrument. She is in a couple of different orchestras. So like she kind of has that desire of maybe being, like in a symphony and stuff like that. So she, I hope my kids do that. I hope my kids take advantage of the life that they have at this young age to go experience the world and not like settle down right away. That's what I did, and I don't regret it, but I hope they experience the world, sorry, just wait. Yep. Crazy city kids. Yeah, they are. It's good you listen to them. So like I said, I do respect my children's input. They're older. They're not like toddlers. And, I don't want to, like, we have a good family structure. We're a family that's full of love and respect. Now, that doesn't mean we're perfect, but, part of the reason we're that way is we discuss things as a family, Did you hear, do you have a CB? What kind? And do you run a lanyard or don't do it for fun? So hold on here. Do you have a CB? What kind? And do you run a lanyard? If you don't, do it. It's fun. Lanyard. I don't know what that is. Yes, I have a CB. I have two. The one that's in my current truck right now, because my other one blew up on me, is I just have the cheap, what is it? Cobra 19, I think. And I use it. I use it anytime I'm in bad weather. I turn it on. Or if, I'm in a lot of traffic, I'll turn it on. Just, it's safety for me. So I don't mind having a CB. Jamie O, DIY finance service if a reputable and trusted retirement broker. So how can I say this? Like, I believe that is an individual thing. Do I think maybe taking some guidance from people that understand the investing process is wise? Yes. But I think DIY would be the first one to tell you, like, find a professional. Doesn't mean I don't listen to some of the insights DIY has, but I think DIY would be the first one to tell you, like, find a professional. And I agree with that. Most land, yeah. So those are the what do you call them? Yeah, they're like beefed up. They're illegal. I know what you're talking about. No, I don't have one. Um, but most old school truckers have one. Yeah, they like have sound. You can tell when a trucker's talking on it. I know what you're talking about. No, I don't have one of those though. Um, Sorry, I'm late. NDS 23. No problem, man. We're just chilling. A couple of people in here. I'm actually getting ready to go. Insult investor using cars. Insult investor. You go hide in a ditch in the river. They still find you. Okay. I must have missed something here. Let me look back up here. In Fort Worth, we used to do fox hunts with 20 people, would find one person just by a CB signal. Wow, that's crazy. So where I grew up, funny story, where I grew up, we called them CBers, right? They were these kids that had CBs in their cars and like huge antennas and stuff. And us jocks, I was a jock growing up, we would, they had certain spots that they would meet up, right? So we'd go there and mess with them. We knew a lot of them and it was more like joking around, but we would play that game in our cars where, let's say we went and messed with them and they started chasing us around the city, right? We'd hide, but you could see them. And I mean, we didn't have CBs, but they were talking on their CB radios trying to find us. And then if they found us, then we lost the little game that we were playing with them. All right. Yeah. So you know what I'm talking about, Insult. You were a CBer. Yeah. We used to have a lot of fun with those guys. And I'll be honest with you, they were the guys that always had like the souped up trucks or like the souped up Caprices. Like, we would be driving like little Nissans or something and they would have these just ginormous trucks and cars. And yeah, it was fun. I had fun messing with those guys. Even though I've never trucked, I get a lot of the truckers. Okay, yeah. I mean, we're just normal people. I mean, you talk about CBs. CBs are a thing of the past, man. Even like the cheap one I have, not a lot of drivers might have them in their truck, but they never turn them on. And honestly, like maybe some of the huge multi crashes involving trucks and cars could be eliminated a little bit if guys just turn their CB on. It's an important tool, and I believe that we should use all the tools at our disposal to like make our job easier, and CBs happen to be one of them. Sorry, insult investor. They're actually the thing of the future when people get tired of being censored. Okay. That's a topic I don't want to get into. So I will talk about that on like a parent. I don't censor my kids. And what I mean by that is they've always been able to listen to the music they want to listen to, watch what they want to watch on TV with, like, obviously I'm not going to let like a little 4-year-old watch, a bunch of killing or nudity or anything like that. But like, I never really censored my kids from the music that they listen to or anything like that. And because I think part of our culture is certain types of music. And as a parent, it's your responsibility to like teach your children that that's music. That's fantasy. Some things you see on TV are fantasy. It's not real life. And that's actually worked out, to be honest with you. I was kind of a censored kid. I couldn't watch The Simpsons when I was younger. Imagine, nowadays it's like Family Guy and things like that, and the reality is like my kids don't watch or listen to bad things, even though, if they wanted to, they could. NDS 23, I feel like they're essential. If you're talking about CBs, they are essential. I would agree with that if you're talking about CB radios. Insult on the internet. The radio will come back. Beth Doffenbach. Oh wow. Hey Beth, how you doing? How you doing? I'm with you. Censorship sucks. It does suck. Sorry, that's a name from the past. Insult Investor. I have to go. Have a good one, dude. Yeah, you too, Insult. Thank you for all the information you've given me and the link you sent me. I appreciate it. Mark M. Bro, same. My parents didn't let me watch anything bad or edgy. Yeah. And I'm not saying that that was a bad thing, but it's not how I wanted to raise my kids. And honestly, like, I don't see the downside of the way that I parented my children, because my children are like respectful people. Like, so we allow cursing in our house, right? I swear a lot. My wife swears, the kids swear. But you know what? When we go and sit down at a table or at a family function, my kids know how to be appropriate. You know, now maybe I'd have a different opinion if all my kids were doing was swearing or like listening to, like if my kids were listening to like, so I'm an Eminem fan, right? But let's say my kids were listening to something like Eminem, they wouldn't have it up loud enough for it to like disturb me. You know what I mean? Like they're respectful, but I shouldn't censor what they're listening to. You know, I believe music is art. It's an expression. Same with films. It's an expression. It's art. You shouldn't take that away from people. That's my opinion. And that might be the wrong opinion, and I get that. And some of you might think I'm an idiot for it, but it's how I feel. Wayne Crayons, how are the kids handling dad being a big time YouTube? So what's funny is I started making a video yesterday about bringing my daughter, what a trucker does on his day off. And I was bringing my daughter to soccer practice. And I said, hey, do you want to say hi real quick? And I turned the camera and she's like, hi. You know, they think it's funny. They think I'm a dork, to be honest with you. They think like YouTube is not, kind of like old people are on Facebook. They think old people are on YouTube. It's TikTok and Instagram that I should be on, but they're cool with it, you know. But I also respect them. You know, I've wanted to show them in videos or something, and they don't really want to do that. So I don't do it, you know. Beth again, Beth Offenbach, how you doing? Yeah, I don't want to say too much. It's nice. It's nice to see you in here, Beth. That's all I'll say. Hope everything's good with you. Exactly, a place and time for everything. Absolutely, NDS 23. There's a place and time for everything. And the way I view things is like, honestly, sometimes we have to not be politically correct to like get our point across. And I wanted my kids to know, you know, if they need to say this is effing crazy, like they should be entitled to say that, you know. Sometimes that's the only way people react to things. And I'm not saying it's right, but, you know, I wanted my kids to know. I thought it was a good way to show them the difference between right and wrong, you know, a way to act and a way not to act. And I believe all three of them understand that. You know, I don't feel like me allowing them to watch certain things or listen to certain things like had any real detrimental impact on their life at all. It actually probably increased like their dialogue, to be honest with you. I was thinking about doing my own channel to show the local driver view and a channel to share information and learn, but I feel like it's too much stress and away from the family. How do you do it? So you should do it. If it's something you want to do, just do it and try it. Just do it for 6 months. Do a channel for 6 months. And if it's too much work for you, then don't do it. But how I do it away from my family, getting back to this was a family decision. Let me just read your question again. Doing my own channel, show local trucker view, and a channel to share information and learn, but I feel like it's too much stress and away from family. How do you do it? Sorry, my dog's dreaming. She's making noises. Xena. If you're talking about me being away from my family as a truck driver, over the road truck driver, making YouTube videos, is that keeps me connected. I know that sounds crazy, but they get to watch my experience as an over the road truck driver. The other thing is, before I did this, my family was a part of this decision. If my family would have said no, whether it was my wife or my children, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. So my wife and my children support the decisions that I've made for the betterment of my family. But it wasn't just my decision. It was our entire family. I mean, we sat down and discussed it. And I feel like that's the only way to do it right. I mean, sometimes our dreams and our passions need to be put on hold for the people that matter to us in our life. And I did that. I raised my daughters. I was a husband to my wife. And I'm still all those things. I just am not home all the time. And making YouTube videos or going live, like if I go live in my truck when I'm on the road, my wife interacts with me through this channel. Wayne, my lone YouTube video is being rescued from the Coast Guard. Really? For a laugh, check out Winthorpe. Here, let me do that right now. But yeah, I think anybody that wants to do YouTube or wants to try something different, the way I kind of view this YouTube thing right now is it's kind of like a video journal of just my my life right now. Winthorpe Harbor Boat Rescue. Sorry, guys, just be patient with me as I'm looking this up. So there's a couple of them that came up. One is a CBS Chicago. Would that be you? I found one that's by a Wayne. I'll look through these when I'm off here. Which, hold on a second. Let me take my earbuds out and see if my wife's done doing her stuff. Hey, honey. All right. Yeah, see, I got it up here. I got it up. I'll watch it when I'm done here. But yeah, I don't know. Why doesn't somebody ask another question? The reason I say that is I'm not a type of guy that can just pick topics and keep talking. I don't have that skill yet. Yeah, Wayne, I'll watch it when I'm done doing this. But I still got a little bit of time to kill. I think I might go. My truck's at the truck stop right now, so I might go up there and start it and let it run for a while today. Make sure I don't freeze the batteries. It's so damn cold. It's actually not terribly cold out here in Minnesota today, but you know, if you let a truck sit for multiple days without taking care of it here in Minnesota, you're going to freeze your batteries and you're going to do all kinds of things. So it's a good idea to just go and start your truck, especially if you live in cold climates. Go and let it run for a while. NDS 23. My wife says she's cool with it and thinks it would be a good idea. Yeah, it would be. So do it. Like, and don't worry about the content. Don't worry about the content. Sorry, I was reading another comment. Don't worry about the content you put out at first. Just start making some videos. The only advice I would give you, NDS 23, and this is because of me, I have a hard time watching something that's super long. I'll skip through it. You know what I mean? I always watch it, but I'll skip through like half the video. Make short videos and let people know what local trucking's like, because I believe I was a local driver, and I believe there is a misconception on YouTube right now that you need to go out and get your CDL through a mega company, stay working with them till you fulfill your contract to be able to get a local job. Through my experience, that's false information. I was able to find a local job granted, I got my CDL through the company I worked for, but even when I left that company, I I didn't have to have over the road experience to get a local job. Maybe things have changed now and I could be wrong about that, but that might be a topic you could share is, do you have over the road experience and did you have to wait a year or two to get a local job? Um, Beth Doffenbach, where do you and the wife want to move once you all retire? Great question. Um, I want to move to a warm climate. I would like to live somewhere that has land. And when I say a warm climate, it doesn't need to be like Florida, but that's not out of the picture for me. I have a very good friend that lives down there, somebody that I've been friends with my entire life, that his relationship and my relationship has grown over the years to where, you know, we want to do things here in Minnesota, but we also want to do things like down in the southern part of the country with real estate. So I would love to live somewhere warm or like Tennessee. Don't know if that'll happen. Diesel coolant heaters keep the engine and batteries warm if you want. Yeah. So my APU does that too. It's just the environment here. If you're not from here, it's tough to explain because, like I said, right now it's like 20 degrees out. It's not terrible. Tonight it could be minus 20. It could be minus 30. You know, I didn't check the radar. I mean, and it's hard for equipment to like keep up with the demand that the environment is requiring the equipment to keep up on. So it's always a good idea to just go check and make sure the equipment's running right. It's like a cab heater, but hooks up to the heat lines. Okay. I agree with that, Mark M, by the way. NDS 23, like local driving and life balance with the family. So I would, to be honest with you, NDS 23, I would watch that. And the reason I'd watch that is I know what my life balance was as a local driver, and it was worse than what I currently am in, even though I'm gone for there's times I've been out 4 weeks. There's times I'm gone, but my life balance with my family is so much better now than it was when I was a local guy. And that was my experience. So I would love to see what your experience was like. NDS 23, I got my CDL through YRC Freight, but I like staying local. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. If so where I live in Minnesota, you can make a good living as a local driver, and you're home every night. However, what I experienced as being home every night meant I came home, ate, and went to bed. That was it. And I still missed sporting events. I still missed like school concerts or school plays. I missed all those things. Arizona. Okay, is that where you live? NDS 23. Mark, South Alabama is a decent spot. Yeah, so I like Alabama. I happen to like the northern part of Alabama. I don't know much about it, but I like mountains. I call those mountains. They're really big hills because where I'm from, it's flat. So I like that area. I live close to Joplin, Missouri, and it's never below zero here. So I've heard that about Missouri. Like it'll snow there, but it goes away super quick. There's tons of freight here, so that's a plus. Yeah, and I agree with that. I wouldn't want to live where, like Florida, for example. Every time I've gone to Florida, I've had bad experiences trying to get out of Florida, meaning I'll deadhead into Georgia, Savannah. I'll even go up into South Carolina, because the freight just isn't, in certain times of the year, the freight out of Florida is just horrendous. So it makes more sense for me to deadhead out of Florida. So yeah, someplace like Missouri that has good freight, we'll see what it's like when that time comes. Maybe by then I can just focus on, running a couple of Airbnbs or a cabin resort or something, NDS 23. No, I live in California. I meant suggest to move to Arizona. Okay. That's another place I've never been. I've never been to Arizona. Oh, I take that back. I've been to northern Arizona, but that was just for like a day. Um, I haven't been out west very much. I mean, I've been to Colorado, I've been to Montana and Wyoming, but that's when I was younger. That's when I played hockey, and I got to travel quite a bit when I played hockey. But in my adult life, it's always been southern states like the Floridas or Alabama, Tennessee. Um, you know, I've been to the Bahamas, but like trucking, I've never really gone that far west. Um, DIY semi moved by me. You know I want to, bro. I, I told you should have built a little apartment in that new shed you built because that's where I could stay. But yeah, I think I'm going to run here, guys. Thank you everybody for joining me today. I really like doing these lives. I like interacting with all you. I know I don't always have like the best topics to talk about, but that's because I want to answer questions. That's kind of, how can I say this? That's kind of the avenue I want to lead is I want to help answer questions to the people that are thinking about getting into trucking. And honestly, it's just going to be my opinion because that's where my knowledge is. That's what I know. Like NDS 23 said about being a local driver, or, I've been a local driver. I've been a regional driver. I'm an over the road driver now. I've been a company guy. I've been a dispatcher. I've been a warehouse manager. I've had so many different jobs in this industry that all of them have been great. I just wanted to build something. And I thought the only way I could do that was by becoming an owner operator. And everybody how can I say this? People thought I would fail at it. And I don't want to say I'm an egotistical human being and can point my finger now because it's only been 13 months and say I didn't fail. But I like the, what do you call it? The unknown. I like the drive. I like the ambition that I have to haul that next load or deal with the problems. A lot of people get mad at the problems. We can get disappointed with them, but why not use that problem as a learning experience? You know what I mean? I dealt with a broker that I will never deal with ever again. That was a learning experience for me. What happened to me has happened to me before, but not at the extent that it did last week. And I will never use that brokerage again. And the thing is, I could have gotten mad because I sat for 24 hours. And what they paid me for my layover pay wasn't worth my time. So I could get mad and be pissed off the whole time I sat there, or just understand that this is the problem at hand. What can I do to maybe make this problem move a little bit quicker, which I did. And then what can I learn from it? Well, I learned I'm never going to haul another load for that broker ever again. And does that might mean I sit for a day because I'm in an area that's the only brokerage that has loads out of there? Yeah, that's what it means. But I'm never going to haul for them again. So I took a bad situation and learned from it. And we all should do that. Mark M, being an owner operator is easy, especially in this market. I started my authority January 2020, just weeks before the world shut down. I made it out in one piece. Well, good for you, Mark. And you are right. I believe the successes that I've experienced, the market plays a big role in that. However, if you set yourself up right, you can be successful even in a market, as long as we're not like shut down and nothing's moving. If you keep your expenses low and your cost of operation at a reasonable amount, you can be profitable I could be profitable at $1.50 a mile. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to run loads at $1.50 a mile, but like I could still make a living. And if it's something I love, why is that a bad thing? Do you understand what I'm saying? Um, and maybe that's me being naive, but I know what it costs for me to operate the equipment that I currently own, and I can still be profitable and make a good living at a lower rate than what I currently get to places. So, anyways, Mark M. When you know your truck inside and out, it wouldn't leave you stranded. You'll feel something isn't right. Also, you know that you can brake and keep spares on. Yeah, I agree with that. And I agree that that's part of being an owner operator is learning your equipment and understanding how it operates. And that doesn't mean you need to know how to fix everything. I mean, I believe you've shared you own like a pre-emissions truck and everything like that, which is a dream of mine. I've been looking at them online. Uh, they're more money than I want to spend right now. But yeah, that is something to learn. And like the experience I'm having right now with my truck in a shop 1,000 miles away from where I live, this is a learning experience for me. You know, I'm going to learn how to handle this problem, you know, and it's a problem that if you drive an emissions truck, you're eventually going to have, you know, probably more times than one. So now I'm going to understand how to deal with this problem. Yes, I've learned everything I know from Adam, DIY Semi, and Chris, HT Logistic. Okay. Thanks, Scott. Sending you, Jay, and the kids much love. You are blessed to have such a great family. Hope to see you soon, Summer. Would love to see you. Yeah. Beth, take it easy. I love you too. You know that. You know that. Thanks for coming in here. Yeah, it's things like that, man. YouTube's kind of a cool platform. People that have been in your life can see where you are now in your life. You know, that's a very cool thing. But yeah, I think I'm going to get off here. Thank you everybody for coming in today. I enjoy this. So if you enjoyed it, hit the thumbs up for me. Maybe subscribe to the channel. Thank you for all the support. You know, Mark M, the NDS 23s, the Aarons, the Beths, Sterlings, Nomadic, DIY Semi, Cash, Wayne, you Flatbedder Rick. There's so many people to thank, and I appreciate all of you. Stay safe. Until next time, you know what it is. Boom. Keep on trucking. What's up, kiddo?